Mr. Speaker, I have followed the presentation from IPOA, who are the constitutionally charged body with investigating such incidents. However, I found their answer to be a bit too vague, Mr. Speaker, because of no specific reference to certain critical things that the country wished to know at this particular time. It will help this country, Mr. Speaker, to appreciate if, in the course of their investigation, they have been able to establish, because you've seen the list of the interdicted officers, the OCS, the officers who are on duty, Mr. Speaker, and now this morning, IPOA has just listed the names of the officers who went all the way to Homa Bay to pick Mr. Albert Ojwang. Mr. Speaker, from IPOA's records and the investigation, wouldn't it have been beneficial if the representative, the vice chair from IPOA, would have let this House and the country know whether, in accordance to the investigation, by the time Albert Ojwang arrived at Central Police Station, what was his state, Mr. Speaker? Second and most importantly, where are these officers, both the OCSs, Mr. Speaker, not both actually, the DCI officers that picked him and the officers who interacted with Albert Ojwang in the course? Have they recorded their statements, Mr. Speaker? And by when do we expect that we will see, Mr. Speaker, the conclusion of this investigation, the closure of the file, forwarding to DPP for people to be charged, Mr. Speaker? If I could get those three specific items, Mr. Speaker, then I will appreciate and know that for sure something is being done to give justice to the family of this deceased young man. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Ojwang.
Mr. Speaker, for the record, the name Ojwang in Luo means abandoned, neglected, and raised in hardship. And clearly, you can see it has come to be true in the case of Albert that we are talking about today. Mr. Speaker, can the Inspector General of Police withdraw and apologize in this House for the assertions that he made through the formal communication by the National Police Service that Ojwang killed himself? Mr. Speaker, in my culture, suicide brings stigma. And the IG of police has brought untold suffering, stigma, to the family of Ojwang by purporting that this gentleman killed himself when the autopsy clearly reveals that he was killed in the hands of police. Can you direct the IG to apologize and withdraw on the floor of this House on the strength of the autopsy report? Mr. Speaker, secondly, there are many good officers in the National Police Service. We must agree. All the members of Senate here have one or two police officers assigned to them. And I think generally they are people of good conduct. But there are few bad apples, Mr. Speaker, that need to be fumigated. And that is where the National Police Service comes in, and the CS for Interior. Has a CS done any policy directives in writing pursuant to Article 245 to deal with those bad elements? Mr. Speaker, further, if you pursue the proximate cause theory, it was a complaint by DIG Lagat that led to the arrest of this young man in Lida, in Mawego, and that led to his death. Mr. Speaker, why is DIG Lagat still in office when it is his complaint that triggered the chain of actions and reactions that led to the death of this young man? Can the Inspector General tell us why? Can the CS tell us why? Because you cannot be in office still having authority and power, and you are the person who is being investigated. Mr. Speaker, I said there are many good police officers. The stepping aside of DIG Lagat is not going to lead to the collapse of the police force. And Mr. Speaker, what Kenyans want to see is DIG Lagat not just stepping aside, but he should also go to a police station and record a statement and have his fingerprints taken, because there is no way you are going to carry out an investigation without addressing the proximate cause of the chain of events that led to the death of this young man. Mr. Speaker, we have been told that there are other suspects that were mentioned. There was Kevin, who was taken to Kenyanya and ultimately, I think, ended up in Kamukunji. What is the status? Are they still alive? Kevin, Dorcas, Peter, Douglas, Albert is dead. What about the other 4 that were adversely mentioned? Can the IG assure this House? And in fact, Mr. Speaker, we might need to issue habeas corpus so that they can be produced and we confirm that they're alive, because one of the co-accused is right now lying at the city mortuary. Finally, Mr. Speaker, the CS has pointed us to Article 245. And Mr. Speaker, the CS is an illustrious former member of this House. I have a lot of personal respect for him. We are friends, we are age mates, and I believe we operate at the same intellectual bandwidth. But I fail to recognize when he becomes the cabinet secretary, Mr. Speaker. Because the things he spoke for, the things he stood for while in this House continue to happen unabated under his watch. He was very articulate and eloquent when talking about the killings in Elgeyo Marakwet, in Baringo. They are still happening today. He was very articulate one time when the police came to the presence of Parliament, Mr. Speaker. He moved this House to suspend its sittings and the Speaker ordered the police to exit the presence of Parliament. That is a gentleman who's today the Cabinet Secretary. When our colleagues, Senator Malala, Senator Lelegwe, Senator Lagat, were arrested on the eve of an important debate, the then Senator Murkomen was passionate, articulate, eloquent, citing the relevant provisions of the Constitution, and moved this House to adjourn until the rights of our senators were observed. Could the CS tell us? I know he might not tell us what happens when you become a cabinet secretary, because obviously there seems to be a metamorphosis from positive to negative. But can he tell us whether he has issued any directions in writing, as he had referred to Article 245? And he tables them before this House and before the relevant committee, whether he has given policy guidelines, prudential advice on extrajudicial killings, enforced disappearance, violation of rights of protesters, violations of rights of citizens, the emergence of vigilantes, and non-state actors who are abducting people in this country. That is part of his responsibility. Can he confirm that he has lived to that responsibility? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mungatana.
Asante sana Bwana Speaker. Bwana Speaker, kifungu cha 239 cha katiba ya Kenya inasema vitengo vya usalama ni vitatu: Kenya Defense Forces ama jeshi, National Intelligence ama majasusi, na polisi. Na inasema mamlaka hizi tatu katika hicho kifungu ziko chini ya wananchi, yani under civilian authority. Sasa mimi nataka kuuliza, wale walimkamata Albert Ojwang, wale walimweka Albert Ojwang katika seli, ni mafunzo gani walipata ya kwamba ukiwa ndani ya seli unaweza kufanya chochote kwa yule mtu ambaye wewe mamlaka yako iko chini yake? Nataka kuuliza Inspector General, nataka kuuliza waziri anayehusika, kama katika training yao hawa polisi, are they taught kuhusu constitution, kuhusu being under civilian authority? Wanafundishwa hii? Ya pili, mawakili wote ambao washawahi kusimamia wateja wao ambao wanashtakiwa na kesi za jinai, ukienda kwa police station pale mbele, Bwana Speaker, ukitaka kuona mteja wako yoyote, ni lazima ujiandikishe kama wakili, ni lazima useme ni nani unamuona. Sasa mimi nataka kujua, siku ile Albert Ojwang alishikwa, na kawaida ukiingia pale vitu vyako vyote vinatolewa, ID yako, kila kitu inawekwa mahali kando, wewe unaingia kwa seli peke yako na nguo zako. Swali nataka kuuliza, polisi watuambie, Inspector General, walikuwa watu wangapi katika ile seli? Kwa sababu huyu mtu tumeambiwa amepigwa ama amekufa kwa sababu ya maumivu aliyopata. Sasa either alipigwa na wale wenzake ambao walikuwa wako hapo ndani, ama alipigwa na polisi ambao walipata nafasi ya kuingia. Kila mtu ambaye anaingia pale lazima ajiandikishe. Tunataka kujua IG wa polisi, ile kitabu ambayo ukitaka kuingia kwa seli unaandikishwa, kiko wapi? Na ni askari gani walipewa nafasi ya kuingia? Na ni watu wangapi walikuwa ndani ya sel ya Albert Ojwang? Haya maswali tunataka yajibiwe. Wakenya wanataka kujua ni nini iliendelea usiku huo ili asubuhi huyu kijana awe amefariki. Asante, Bwana Speaker.
Senator Mogeni.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the people who have appeared before us this morning have sworn, I believe,